Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Let's get started. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
It will work perfectly.
Hello.
Finally, the logistics is working. So hello everyone. So welcome to the third AladdinDAO and BanklessDAO co-hosted Boule research meeting. So AladdinDAO is an investment DAO focused on yield farming curation opportunities. So we have a group of top-tier DeFi experts called Aladdin Boule Council, who help the community to identify quality farms early on. And we also turn some of the best farming ideas into products.
Then, this time I'm going to share my thought about, my high potential one of my portfolio company, multi-chain, because, currently it's a bear market, but, usually, the bear market is the best timing to investment in those high potential projects. Then the multi-chain will be the one of the multi-chain will be the one of those high potential projects. So let me share my thought about it. Then actually I want to share my screen in my audience, and then how can I do that?
So you can just share screen.
Your screen. But the Discord told me that I am not allowed to do so. What's going on here?
I think you should be able to. So you have given Mr. Masa guest pass, right? So anyone with guest pass should be able to share screen.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to just double check, but I'm pretty sure of that.
Guest pass.
You have it already. So just share screen.
Okay. What's going on? Why I'm not allowed to do this? The share screen video default.
Do you have a presentation?
Yeah. This one. Maybe I'll share the PDF file to you guys then.
Maybe you can send it to me. And so Pratt, can you help to present this? Yeah, share screen.
Yeah, sure.
So Charlie, I just sent you the PDF file about a multi-chain on your Telegram.
I haven't got it yet.
Yeah, probably takes a little one time. But should I get some kind of setting on my security setting on the Discord?
Why don't you go ahead to talk about this? Yeah, and we'll start out the.
Okay, let's do it that way. Okay, so let me briefly explain about the project background on multi-chain. So this cross-chain DEX project is launched in July 2020. Then there's actually no pre-sales or fundraise. So multi-chain itself is a fair distribution model to cross the Bitcoin. Then originally, actually, this project standing for one of the projects about the fusion blockchain. Then any kind of multi-holder also have the opportunity to vote in any kind of coin listing or changing government proposal, DAO management too. Okay. Then in October 2020, Binance also announced the funding for the sixth project building on the Binance Smart Chain project, and the number of applications for this, grant program is actually 180. So it's a pretty big number here. And finally, multi-chain was selected to one of these six projects, and then they're gonna receive 350K on their original, initial grants for this to launch this, to develop this product. Then 2021, December 2021, they also closed 60 million funding round, kind of close to Series B round, and with the 1.2 billion variation, and this round is led by Binance Labs. So this is basic background of this project. And thinking about usually I'm gonna send it to analyze for the pain points about the market related to the multi-chain project. And then of course demands happening on the cross-chain bridge is of course related to the Ethereum gas fee. Because Ethereum gas fee, because of Ethereum Ethereum gas, sushi swap, car finance, those major they expire, scaling up their platform not only for the Ethereum but for the other alternative chain L1 or L2 chain like Solana. Transactions is already hitting over 20 billions, and it's rapidly growing these days too. So again, we need the cross-chain bridge project which has a pretty high scalability on their platform, right? Then once we're gonna start to analyze the multi-chain product itself, I already identified the two major technical approach to realize cross-chain bridge solutions. And the first approach is a meantime bar model. That's my actually personal naming stuff. Then meantime bar model is exactly they're gonna explain about the multi-chain model. So the multi-chain case, they have their own bridge chain. So originally from the Fusion blockchain. Then in this case, they can run fungible token cross-chain bridge transaction, but also NFT cross-chain bridge transaction too. Then the architecture model is not that so complicated one. It's actually quite simple. So every single time some player wants to sell, let's say USDC, sale wants a USDC on a Phantom, then they want to buy BUSD on a Binance Smart Chain. The multi-chain support mint, synthetic asset for the selling USDC contract on a Phantom. Then also they're gonna support to mint synthetic asset to buy BUSD on a Binance Smart Chain. Then once they're gonna complete these transactions, they're gonna burn these synthetic assets. So that's pretty simple transaction here. The NFT, similar model. It's a completely same model. So let's say someone wants to sell on a root NFT on an Ethereum. The multi-chain also mint synthetic asset for this sell NFT. Then someone wants to buy this NFT, but they want to use the Arbitrum or something because the gas cost is cheaper than Ethereum. Directly using Ethereum, right? Then also multi-chain support to mint this synthetic asset to buy this NFT on Arbitrum. Then same things. Once completed transactions, they're gonna burn this contract. That's why I call it the meantime bar model. Right? Then since this system architecture doesn't take the AMM model unlike Uniswap, so people thinking about how they're gonna any kind of staking program or something, it's actually technically possible because they can multi-chain can share the revenue for the multi-holder, and at that point about that point I'm gonna tell you later on the token economy. Then the other approach on the cross-chain bridge model is AMM model. The major player of the technical approach will be Osmosis on the Cosmos. Then in this case, they're gonna apply Uniswap AMM model. Then in this case, like let's say some player wants to run a bridge transaction between Cosmos chain and also Luna chain. Osmosis building a pool on each chain. Let's say they're gonna build an Atom token liquidity pool on the Cosmos. The Lunar also Osmosis building other asset pool here, like in UST liquidity pool or Luna liquidity pool or Anchor NSC liquidity pool or something. Then if someone wants to sell Atom token on the Cosmos network and then wants to change to UST on a Lunar, Osmosis ran this both liquidity pool at the same time and then exchange the transaction. They're gonna build an AMM model on a cross-chain bridge model. Then it's since it's pretty similar to the Uniswap model, so also Osmosis can run liquidity mining program, so they can also share the revenue too. So these are two major cross-chain bridge technical approach. Currently we're gonna identify in the market right now. Then think about future scalability of this project. I do think that multi-chain model is much more scalable. Why? It's mainly because about the NFT cross-chain bridge transactions. So because NFT is a single identical token on blockchain. That is why we cannot apply AMM model on a cross-chain bridge. It's technically impossible. That is why multi-chain technical approach, mint-and burn model can apply both use cases: fungible token cross-chain bridge, also NFT cross-chain bridge transactions. That's why compared with Osmosis approach, this approach is much more scalable. That's why I see pretty big potential for the multi-chain. Then about team member, actually originally from two co-founder member, DJ Chuan and also the CC role. And both players from China, and then they're originally, they also co-member of the Fusion Blockchain, Fusion Foundations. Then Ali Cronet also, involved in this project as a kind of a senior advisor, but not so seriously get involved in this project at this moment. Then currently also they have a plus 30 member in a global basis, and then they're gonna register their entity in Singapore. So team size itself also rapidly growing, which is also a pretty good sign for the fast growing phase of this project. So I like it too. Then the other things are also we need to look at their execution capability. Then about that point, once you're gonna check their website, you can also see those data. Then also you can check out those information on DeFi Rammer. Then about that point, I can share the URL to you guys. Give me a second. Not this one. So you can check out the cross-chain bridge ranking on TVL sites. Then literally multi-chain currently the number one player. Then a little too slow. Bridge here. So you can check out the stats here. Oh, I cannot post message. I don't know, but I cannot post a message here. So anyway, so current TVL, the multi-chain is around 5. It's a little bit going down. So the TVL size is around 3.5 billions. It's the number one. Then total run by 1.4 used to be a second player here, but looks like they heavily rely on UST loans. So they got lost lots of TVL, last 1 or 2 weeks, and the current TVL is around 650 million. So literally, multi-chain is the number one player in a cross-chain bridge. So it's a pretty big player. The market cap, current multi-chain market cap is 130 millions. The Osmosis is 600 millions. Then Cosmos is 3.1 billions and Polkadot is 12 billions. Then on my analysis, multi-chain can overwhelm the market cap of the Polkadot because cross-chain bridge is one of the major use cases on the blockchain interoperability. Then especially compared with the Osmosis, multi-chain is pretty undervalued. 130 millions, even their TVL size and trading volume is project. Then about token economics. Today I'm going to share about their BE multi-token economics, which also means like a multi-staking program. So they're gonna also study like carve VCRV token economics like model on their multi-token too. Then especially once we're gonna compare with carve token economics, it's actually V multi-token economics is much more advanced one than BECRV token economics. Then why I do think so? They mainly have 2 points, 2 major points for their advantage. So on a brief structure of this staking program, first of all, the multi-chain share their transaction pool is usually they're gonna take 1.0% transaction fee every single cross-chain bridge. Then 10% goes to safety fund. So the level of 90% is what the time of marketing, that kind of things. Then less of the 50% means 45% of the total, the transaction fee pool goes to staking program. This pool itself is a USDC based pool, not the multi-tokens. That is why they have 2 advantages compared with BCRV token economics. First of all, this is a USDC based one, so it's quite strong on a bear trend because there is no price risk for its ability.
Lucia by now. Ah, God.
The APR is 150%, pretty good number here. The average work time currently is 3.8 years. So almost same level as VCRV, car finance token economics too. It's great interactions. The additional feature on this, the VCRV token economics is actually once you're gonna issue the new, V multi contract by staking your multi tokens, they're gonna issue NFT for this contract. So let's say you're gonna stake 500 multi tokens, then you're gonna choose 1 year lock period. Then you're gonna receive let's say 5% or 10% something. That contract itself is NFT based one. That is why you can sell this NFT on OpenSea. Actually, I really like this unique feature. The reason is, if I want to buy some other token, let's say Stephen or something, but I don't have a cash at this moment. So in this case, I can sell this NFT on OpenSea, then I can make money. Then I can get the cash. And then I can invest in Stephen token or something. Then that volume itself, how much you're gonna, say something, you can also change these parameters on this NFT contract. So it's pretty flexible one, except the term, like 1 month to 1 year. So you can change the amount of, you're gonna stake this, V staking program with the NFT contract. So it's pretty it's pretty flexible for me. So I like these features too. So that's brief explanation about V token economics and the multi-chain project. Then one more things, kind of my last one for this, to explain about this project is, I really want to add, V multi token, staking program on a concept layer. The reason is, still, this V multi staking program is APR based one, but still they're gonna achieve like 150%. So once, the concept layer support, V multi token, this V multi, then we're gonna develop like APY based, compounding based, product here, compounding based in both here, it must be, very, very competitive one. Then, it's pretty, win-win relationships between, multi-chain and, AladdinDAO to scale up our project together here too. So actually, looking forward to realize this project as soon as possible. That's my expectation for this, the topic collaboration with, AladdinDAO concept letter. So that is all. That is all my explanation about this project. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know.
You have any?
不然就不能平坦克，知道吗？
好的。
买个像绕圆乐一块的玩具啊。买啊，记得。
找一找，好吧。
好。虽然你可，拜拜。
Yes, the presentation is perfect. So there's no question at all.
拜拜你，拜拜。你能把我刚刚说的理解成一个句子吗？
给你找个玩具嘛。
你给我找固定玩具。你知道固定玩具是什么吗？
Okay, so if there's no question from the audience at all, we're just going to end the meeting early today. And thank you everybody for attending this meeting. So please give us, any feedback you have how we can improve this process. The logistics has been a really pain point, and I think we basically have the process run through already, and we'll try to make it as smooth as possible for future meetings.
Let's realize we multi here concept later. That's what I'm looking for now.
It's a perfect presentation, so there's no question.
My pleasure. Thank you so much all the time.
Okay, so thank you everybody. See you.
Thank you, Mr. Masa.
My pleasure. Thank you, Dr. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, guys.